sugar. Oh, honey, honey.
Aw, honey, honey is right. Perfectly describes this sweet little 3D bend force press brake. We're going to show you a lot of details about this super cool brake throughout this video, but before we get to that, man, I really gotta say what a cool and neat place this is that I got a chance to visit. This was the second machine these guys have bought from me. This is Triple P Ranch in Cole Camp, Missouri. I traveled 13 miles down a gravel/dirt road to get to this place. And you can see it's just beautifully carved into the gentle hills here in this area of the Midwest. And the other thing you're going to notice here is all the people that you're going to see kind of around in the video are all family. There may be a couple of them that might not have been family when they were hired, but they're definitely family now. So you can see in the immediate foreground there is the complex of buildings that make up their facility. And we're going to fly down to the lower right back there. You can see all the chicken houses. And then way in the center distance, you can see just a little bit of the lake that's back there. Just absolutely stunning. And the weather could not have been better on this particular day. Rotate that a little bit. So we're going to bend this.
Yes, this
cross
part
press
here, and then each of these legs gets one bend in it as well.
Okay, I got
there.
you. How do they connect together? Just rivets or screwed or what?
Riv nuts and bolts.
Oh, I saw the rib nut inserts out there.
Yep. Do that. This is where we're in a problem here. That on the That's what I'm looking for. We'll just see what it does here. That'll work.
So you see Brandon running this little 5', 70-ton, 6+1 axis 3D brake. And we imported his Fusion 360 model, set it all up in the middleware software, which is called Metalix M-Bend. And then the ESA 875 is the controller running it. And so what started this was back in July, I believe it was, they bought this 8-foot, 145-ton, the Dell DA53T. Very nice machine. They've been loving it. They've got 10,000 strokes on it, I believe is what they've got on it now, just in a couple of months. And their production, as you can see here, there's 1,600 parts on that pallet that the operator there had knocked out just in a few hours. And so the demand has gone through the roof, so they needed another brake. And it just so happened that I had this 3D brake coming in that I ordered without it being sold to evaluate and see if it's something that, you know, maybe there's a market for it. Maybe I'll start getting them in and selling them. And man, it turned out to be super sweet. Anybody else had never dropped any tooling? At least you didn't drop it on your foot.
Yeah.
Because what people point out is, oh, where's the steel-toed boots?
I do mostly office work.
That's it. So in addition to being able to import 3D models, you also have a 6-axis back gauge, and you can see that the back stops have individual motors, and those are programmable, and they move left and right, you know, to catch the flanges as, you know, the flange widths change, you know, from part to part. So this is the Metalix M-Bend software and a 3D part that we had imported into it, just kind of doing the bend simulation and kind of working our way through learning it. And we had a couple error messages and some roadblocks to work through with the manufacturer of the machine, and they were super helpful in helping us get it going. This being the first one, Brandon and I kind of both were muddling our way through it, but I think within about 4 hours we were starting to make parts and being able to, you know, work out the little kinks and things with it. So after you do your bend simulation and get your 3D model set up, it gives you this report with a lot of good information, you know, finished look at your part. The really cool thing is right here. It tells you what position and what tooling segments that you need. So the punch needs a 30 and a 165. You see they're labeled right there. And then the die needs these segments to produce the bend and what position they need to go in. These are your tool holders up here. So pretty slick. All right, I thought I'd do a little comparison here on a real common question about 2-axis, 4-axis, 6-axis. So we have a 4-axis 2D controller brake and a 6-axis 3D controller brake here. So if you look at this controller and you go through the programming on it, we go right here to the drawing, you can see that there's no third dimension. You can add steps and things. Well, they're not in admin mode here, but so it only goes in two dimensions. But if you go to the program mode, if we were to go unlock it, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, you can add a bend. So you can draw your 2D part, and then for your second, you know, for your third dimensions, you can manually add a bend. And so you can kind of work around it. You can easily bend any kind of part that you want on a 2D controller. So a 3D controller, you can import a folded model out of SolidWorks or Fusion 360, and you can go through the bend simulation here. And see the entire thing bent up. And set up your tooling, get all your, you know, corrections and radiuses set correctly. And then this one has the Z1 and Z2 axis. This makes it the 6-axis. So the fingers will move independently or together. That one, I'll show you the back of it. you have to manually position the fingers. Now, on an 8-foot brake, you do get 4 of these, and on a 10-foot brake, you get 6. So you got plenty of options, you know, to be able to move those wherever you want, but you can see you can just position them wherever you need.
We're bending.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Can you highlight it? Cool.
Well, we are kind of using that foot on these if we need it. If the slats that these a weak spot there.
What's the adjustment in the foot for? Just
if the slats are angled.
I got you.
That these are sitting.
So that other one is a more rigid version because you have the legs. Yeah.
So that when there's birds on this roost pipe, these get tremendously heavy.
This middle barn right here, this low profile one, it was an old turkey house, and
Ending right there.
and we poured the concrete through there, and we built that little shop on the front first. That was our first. Of course, there wasn't any. We've got a bunch of stuff in here that needs to be done, but he built, and then we added the actual hoist laying on the floor right there because we had it over there until that one came in. We're just kind of redoing the whole thing. I just got a new Acme thread cut for the cross feed, got the tail stock all rebuilt, so it just all glides now like it's supposed to.
Nice.
And
I love all the flat belt
well,
line shaft
I
machines.
still got to do a little bit, but it all runs really sweet, the most for what we're doing. It's got the electro shift.
Little LeBlanc with the DRO.
Yeah. And I just love messing with this dude.
So we caught just a little bit of a tour of the place with Jake here, and I caught a few clips of it, and he's just kind of showing me around. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get the whole story on video, and there is an amazing story going on here. Maybe sometime I can capture it in more detail.
I think so, something like that. Come in here and go through it, and it packs them into the crates. And that Megson there, that's actually one of the robot pelletizers right there. You can go online and